Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Deb Sofield, and you're listening to my podcast series called Encouragement for Your Life. Many of you know I'm a national speaker and trainer, and as a coach, I help people find their voice and learn to use it. I'm also a conference speaker on the topic of public speaking, presentation skills, how to deal with the media, and crisis communication. You can find my other presentations on my website. If your organization has an upcoming national conference and you sit on the board looking for speakers, I hope you'll put my name in the hat. You can find more information at debsofield.com. I've got a number of books on the market. My best-selling book, Speak Without Fear, my soon-to-be best-selling book, Perfecting Your Platform, are both on Amazon and Audible. My series, Encouragement for Your Life, is a compilation of these radio shows and podcast, and they're all available on Amazon. Go to Amazon, type in my name, Deb Sofield, and all my books will appear. I've got a fun show today simply because I grew up playing basketball, and my theme is this: hey friend, do what is best for you. It's going to be a fun show, so I hope you'll stay with me. I'll be right back after the break. Recently, I was listening to a story about a famous basketball player named Rick Barry and his underhand free throw shot that he made popular back in the day. Yeah, it was a really good story that he told about why he crafted his underhand toss and how it became a force for free throw points for his team. He recounted for a reporter that his underhand toss never took off in the big leagues because of the simple fact that no one wanted to be seen as doing what we call the granny shot. Imagine being so cowed by others in basketball and that the other players wouldn't even try for a shot out of fear of being laughed at by either players or the fans. So the big idea I took away from his story was this: you should do what's best for you. Never mind the other players who will not consider trying a new way, and don't listen to the crowd sitting in the stands. Goodness, they're not players on your team. Stop listening to the peanut gallery. What I found so fascinating is this simple thought, that if by doing the underhand toss, the percentage of scoring would increase by 10 to 15%. Wouldn't that be amazing? Learning how to do the shot in one fluid motion could put a player in the 80 to 90% bracket of making the free throw shot. Would it be worth it? Yeah, 100 times yes, since it could make the difference between victory and defeat. Listening to Barry's son, Canyon, talk about his push to do the shot and teach others during his college basketball career was interesting. Especially his retelling of how many players just could not and would not bring themselves to learn or use the underhand toss. Like many of you, I played basketball and was pretty good in my day until I played church basketball and got thrashed by other denominations. Nothing like playing your heart out on Saturday to be forgiven for fouls on Sunday. That being said, if my memory serves me right, only the weakest player would try the granny shot, not the rest of us strong, self-important, image-conscious players. If I had only known the probable cause for increased free throws to make it into the basket instead of bouncing off the rim, I have to admit I probably would have set aside my pride and image for the team and hopefully the win. But isn't that just like so many other things we do in life? We're too intimidated by the crowd to try to do something that has a chance to be amazingly successful. Yet we don't because, well, nobody else does it that way. Well, what we should acknowledge is that no one we know does it that way, but it doesn't make it wrong. We're a nation focused on innovation. Most titans of industry and technology love to share the message of try, fail, try again, and don't give up. Fail faster so you can find success sooner. Well, that's easier said than done, since most people will try, fail, and then quit. Goodness knows it's embarrassing to fail, especially in the public eye, where others, who don't have a new idea in their head, will snicker and be derogatory to those who try and fail. My advice for those who want to be truly successful is to stop listening to those who don't have skin in the game. Maybe you should do what's best for you as you see it. Hey, and even if you fail, fine, you fail. Get back up and start again. Let me remind you of the words of Albert Einstein. You never fail until you stop trying. Yeah, you never fail until you stop trying. It would seem to make sense that you do what's best for you. But in all honesty, you and I don't seem to get around to it for 1,000 reasons. Some good, some because we're afraid. We're afraid of failing, being laughed at, or at worst, ignored. Fear has a chilling effect on any big, hairy, audacious goal that you set out to achieve. So you need a backup plan that keeps you in the game. As you grow older, if you're not careful, you will be severely disappointed in yourself for listening and allowing your fear to stop all the things you were afraid to try, places you convinced yourself you could not afford to visit, or people you were too timid to reach out to for friendship, courtship, or mentorship. I don't have to remind you of the thousands of deathbed stories of how people looking back on their lives wished, number one, they had not been so afraid, so cautious, so limiting. And dare I say, number two, boring. Not even on their deathbed did anyone ever say, I wish I spent more time alone with my computer at the office or any other place that doesn't provide joy. Youth is indeed wasted on the young because once you're older, wiser, and more mature of age, your body slows down. You forget where you left your keys, and going to bed at 8 o'clock is what you look forward to doing. What happened to you? So while you can, would you consider finally throwing off the restrictions that others have placed on you, emotionally, physically, or verbally, and do what's best for you? Of course, I'm not talking about walking away from life-committed responsibilities, so please don't have your divorce lawyer call me. What I'm asking is that you seriously do a review of your hopes and dreams, pull out your calendar and start planning, saving, and working towards one of these items on your list. I am thrilled when I see on Facebook that my friends are on a trip of a lifetime. Kudos to them for getting out of the rut of busyness and self-doubt and going all in for a grand life adventure. In fact, today I just got pictures of a friend who is in Paris and he's standing in front of the Eiffel Tower. Good for him. One of the talks I give on the circuit is a story of my basketball days because really it was a big part of my life growing up. One thing I know from years of pounding up and down the court is this: if you want to be a player, you've got to get onto the court of life. The best players are on the court. The spectators are in the stands. And remember, no one pays spectators to watch the action. Your job is to get into the game and be seen as a viable player with a rightful position on the team. Screaming from the stands is fun for others. Hey, not for you. If you plan to be a player, a doer, a leader, you've got to get onto the court and rally your team for success. Even if that means you have to take the ball and make the play the best way you know how. Underhand, overhand, or any option you can create that would lead your team to victory. I understand that it seems obvious to do what's best for you. But for some of you, after years of being told what to do, where to go, how to do your job, it will be a new adventure for you to find your way down the court of life by yourself. You can do it. You can handle the ball any way you choose to score for your future. And you can cheer for yourself if no one else does. In the end, it's about running the race, finishing the task, and coming up a victor against the odds. On your journey, you will play against adversaries who look a lot like friends, co-workers, and family members, and who, for some unknown reason, all want to give you advice on how you should play the game of life and live your life. They will feel the need to tell you what you should do, where you should go, and how you should think. No doubt some of these folks have your best in mind, but others? Let's be honest. Some don't want you to succeed or get ahead of them. So they'll do whatever it takes to stop you from making the game-winning shot. I know you're smart. You're listening to my podcast, for Pete's sake. Good for you. So friend, figure out who's on your team and then put yourself 100% in the game and play to the buzzer. To do anything less is cheating yourself of what it could be. Doing what's best for you, listen, I know it seems like a no-brainer, and I wish it were, but unfortunately, it's not. Too many people want a piece of the action without the work. And it reminds me of my favorite quote from Zig Ziglar. By the way, they're all my favorite quotes. Don't be distracted by criticism. Remember, the only taste of success some people have is when they take a bite out of you. When you do what's best for you, you limit the bites that others can take out of you, and you will regain control of your time and talent to be used in any way you see fit. Don't delay stepping onto the court and trying a new shot. It just might be the opportunity you've been waiting for to show the world your skills, even if it looks like a granny shot. Because if it makes the basket for the win, then you can rest assured that others will follow your path, forging their style, their shot, for victory. So friend, this week, consider what it will take to do what's best for you, and then move in the direction of your dreams. Have to admit, I love the story, learning about him and his son and their basketball playing days, and then reliving my basketball days. I've got a lot of stories I don't have time to tell you, but you learn a lot on the court. All right, friends, you've been listening to Deb Sofield's Encouragement for Your Life. I want you to join me next week. We're going to continue this journey as we work towards a better day. And remember, I don't care what the world says about you. I want you to know I care about you. And I care about you because I know you can do big things. I know without a shadow of a doubt that if you will do what's best for you, nothing and no one can stop you. And I'm willing to walk alongside you as we follow that dream together. All right, take care, everybody, and join me next week.